Okay, welcome back. This is James Possible. I don't know, in this video I'm going to do it a little bit different. uh, this is my journey, right? And there's an emotional part. It's easy to say trading can be emotional. The thing is, life can be emotional, right? And there's a lot of different reasons for people to come to trading, and it's if you step back from it. I know if I step back and I really look at trading and what it is, if you take away social media, man, it's a lonely, isolating activity. And I don't know, I just have to ask, what drives a person to choose I call it a profession, a way to make a living, dreams of becoming rich. What drives a person to that, knowing that it's really going to be them against themselves, and it's going to be, the experience is going to be one that you are isolated with yourself. And as much as social media can relieve some of that, the potential tension and angst that happens in that way, you're still on your own. You're still alone. You don't get to walk to the water cooler and have fun, entertaining, or awkward conversations. You don't have the opportunity to be offended by somebody who's sitting in the cubicle across from you, or to be offended by a company's policy or your boss's attitude. Or there's really nowhere to point your finger except at yourself, except at myself, right? And the thing that's really, really powerful about that is that I'm sorry, when I go through these thoughts like this, I'm very contemplative, so I really slow myself down to think. The thing is, with all of this going on, and I've done this to myself in my youth. I was a sprinter, a jumper, and a hurdler, and I lost races before I even got to the starting line. I allowed my head, my mind, my heart, my emotions to tell me I'm not enough. And it's so subtle when this happens, right? Now, I don't know if everybody has that voice in their head. When you read books and stuff, it sounds like everybody has that voice in their head. Yet I don't know. I mean, I listen to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee's like anything but that. And so what's the point? Why am I here talking? Well, you can do all the things you want to do. You can learn all the things you want to learn. You can practice and practice and practice in demo accounts. And in the end, when you decide to put real money on the line, it's not the money that's the obstacle. It's not the money that's the challenge. It's not even whether or not you know the patterns, the setups, your processes. It doesn't even matter if you have those things. Trust me, there are traders out there that do well with none of those things. They're out there. I know it's so nice to read the memes that suggest otherwise, yet there's so many different types of traders, and we all have different makeups emotionally, intellectually, and mentally, spiritually, our psychology. And that's the point here, is when you open the trade, it's about you. It's about you and your ability. The way I like to say it, it's about you and your ability to dance with yourself, to dance with your emotion, to dance with your experience physically, what's going on mentally, psychologically, because that's the thing that's either going to keep you in the trade too long, or it's going to take you out of the trade too soon, or it's going to cause you to lift your stop as the price pushes against you, or maybe not even to use a stop and to allow the price to run against you in hopes that the price will return, so you can at least break even or take a small loss. And for what? All that emotion and angst that as the price moved against you, what did you gain from it? What benefit did you gain? Did you gain more? No. We're talking forex. There are fees. I mean, the second you open a trade, even if you don't do anything with the trade, it costs you to stay in the trade. There are fees. So your biggest challenge is not going to be the chart, the broker, the market maker, commercial accounts doing their hedging, hedge funds, central banks. It's on you. And it's a really, I think if you can wrap your head around that and begin to just let go of the notion that you have to have all this stuff in place to trade effectively, to trade profitably. And simply understand that what's going on here, you know, and not logically, but mentally, emotionally, has so much more impact on your trading than anything else. You have, I mean, if you're working and you're doing this at the same time, right? Which forex gives you that ability, since it's 24 hours a day for 5 days a week, right? You know, if you have a crappy day at work, the odds are that's going to have some impact on you. And if you don't pay attention to that, it's, you know, it's going to cost you. If you're in a relationship and you have a challenge with your relationship, and not even a fight, but you just have an ongoing struggle with your relationship, it's just not working, right? You're not communicating. It's challenging for you right now. That's going to impact your decisions, your trading. And it's important to understand that. And yeah, you can meditate. You know, I have the video, the meditation hack, but you can go full out meditation, 30 minutes a day or more a day. But that doesn't keep you from being human. And at the end of the day, coming to terms with the fact that you're human, and because you're human and you're imperfect, will serve you more than anything else. Because in your imperfection, the reality is, in your trading, you're going to make mistakes. And if you don't plan for those mistakes, those decisions that get you into the trade too soon, that cause you to get stopped out, and then you hesitate, and then the price moves back in your favor, but it's too late. You've missed the move. So I'm just saying, emotionally, mentally, I don't even remember where this started, but I just think it's something that every trader would benefit from by looking at themselves, and not in a mirror, but just really paying attention to what's going on in your life, what's driving you to become a trader. I'm not a fan of having a boss. I'm just not. I'm not a fan of corporate structure. I'm not a fan of being babysitted and placed in a cubicle. I mean, that's just how I see it, right? Not everybody sees it the same way. That's how I see it. That's how I experience it. So for me, that's part of why trading is important. There's a freedom in trading for me that empowers me to be the one responsible for my choices, to be the one responsible for my income, to be the one responsible for the lack of income. So at the end of the day, I want that responsibility. I don't want to give that responsibility to somebody else. And that's why I'm a trader. That's why I trade forex. And so I don't know if this is helpful, but this is part of my journey. It is. It's just part of my journey. Yeah. Amazing. Just this white screen. Not really fair. I don't know. I could have done something so much more, but this was just off the cuff. Right? Alright. So this is James Possible. Thank you for joining me. On my journey, my forex journey. This is my forex journey. Thank you for being here. Well, I'll see you in the next vid. Bye for now.